vision and pay me. It's never this way. We indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity.
Welcome back to EDI on the Street.
Thanks for having me.
Today, we're going to be talking about something that, might not be super exciting, but it is important.
Oh, it's critical.
And that is the relationship between EDI and your ERP.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's one of those things that people don't often think about until it's a problem.
Right.
And when those two systems work well together, it's like a finely tuned engine, right? All that data flows seamlessly between internal processes and external partners.
Okay, so for our listeners who may not be as familiar with these systems, can you kind of give us the lay of the land?
Sure.
What are ERP and EDI? What's the big deal about them working together?
Yeah, so think of your ERP, which is your enterprise resource planning system, as the brain of your business.
Okay.
It's managing all those core internal processes, inventory, finances, HR.
Right.
Now, EDI, or electronic data interchange.
Okay.
That's how you're communicating with the outside world, so specifically your trading partners. And it's handling the exchange of those really important documents like purchase orders and invoices, shipping updates, all that good stuff.
So one's internal, one's external.
Right.
And they both need to be on the same page.
Exactly.
What happens if they're not?
Oh, it can be a mess.
Yeah.
So let's say you've got this great ERP system.
Right.
And it's tracking your inventory down to each item.
Okay.
But if that information is not being communicated accurately and in real time to your suppliers or your customers through EDI, you are going to run into trouble delays, errors, frustrated partners. The whole supply chain can just go haywire.
So it's a big communication breakdown.
Yeah, exactly. A massive scale communication breakdown.
And that's why that integration between them is so important.
Right.
They have to be speaking the same language.
They got to be talking and
Yeah.
exchanging data seamlessly.
Okay, so why don't ERP providers just handle the EDI themselves?
It's a great question.
Yeah.
Seems logical, right?
Yeah, why bring in somebody else?
Yeah, it does seem that way, but the reality is EDI is just a whole other ballgame.
Really?
So first of all, the standards for EDI aren't universal.
Okay.
They vary a lot across industries, so you're dealing with different document formats, different communication protocols, security requirements.
Yeah.
It gets really complex.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all.
Yeah, no, not at all. And then on top of that, you've got the individual needs of each trading partner.
Right.
So for example, large retailers often have very specific EDI requirements that their suppliers have to meet.
Okay.
It's not just plug and play.
So for them to become experts in every single industry,
Right.
every single trading partner,
Yeah.
that's a huge
Massive undertaking.
undertaking. Yeah.
It would be incredibly expensive and time-consuming for them to build that level of EDI expertise in-house, and plus it would just distract them from their core strength, which is developing and supporting that ERP system.
Okay, so what's the alternative then?
Partnerships. That's really the key here. So smart ERP providers, they realize they don't need to be masters of everything.
Right.
Instead, they team up with specialized EDI providers who have that deep expertise, the industry connections, and the technology to handle all that EDI complexity.
It's a win-win.
Absolutely.
They focus on what they do best. EDI gets to shine.
Right.
And then the client, the business has a much smoother experience.
Much smoother, more efficient experience.
Okay, so it's a true partnership then.
Yeah, it's a strategic partnership, not just a handoff.
Okay.
It's about that continuous collaboration, open communication, a shared commitment to helping the client succeed.
All right, now what happens when those partnerships aren't in place?
Ooh.
What are some of the common pitfalls that businesses run into?
Yeah, so one of the most frequent issues we see is what we call the lone wolf EDI provider scenario.
Lone wolf.
Lone wolf, yeah.
Okay.
So picture a company and they're experiencing rapid growth.
Yeah.
They have a solid ERP partner.
They're doing well?
They're doing well, but then they reach this critical point where EDI becomes mission critical.
Okay.
Maybe they're starting to work with bigger retailers who require EDI compliance.
So they're feeling the pressure.
They're feeling the heat to get EDI up and running fast.
Right.
And that's when they might get lured in by, that slick, low-cost EDI provider who promises the world, claims seamless integration with any ERP system out there.
But often that's not the case.
Unfortunately, not always.
Yeah.
And so 9 months and thousands of dollars later, they're still not live. They're missing those customer deadlines, forced to go back to manual processes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and by then, they've lost valuable time, money, and potentially even damaged client trust because they can't fulfill orders on time.
So it's a logistical nightmare.
It can be a nightmare.
Yeah.
You see, these lone wolf EDI providers, they often lack the in-depth integration expertise needed for specific ERP systems.
So even if they're an EDI expert, they don't necessarily understand the nuances of making it work with that specific ERP.
Exactly. And that's where the wheels can come off.
Oh.
You end up with data mismatches, integration errors, and a system that just doesn't work as promised.
So finding the right EDI partner is
critical,
almost as important as picking the right ERP in the first place.
It is, and that's where a good ERP provider can be so valuable. They should have that network of trusted EDI partners they can recommend.
Okay.
Partners who have a proven track record of successful integrations with their specific ERP system.
So not just any EDI provider, but one that understands the ins and outs of your specific ERP.
It's like finding a specialist for a rare car.
Oh.
You wouldn't take your, classic Ferrari to a mechanic who specializes in pickup trucks.
Yep.
You need someone who gets the intricacies of that make and model.
Right. Okay, so are there any other potential pitfalls that we should be looking out for?
Yeah, there are.
When it comes to EDI and ERP?
So another approach we see pretty often is what we call the one-stop shop ERP.
Okay.
And this is where an ERP provider tries to bundle EDI into their offering, pitching it as this convenient solution, everything under one roof, so to speak.
Right. Sounds good in theory.
Yeah, it sounds great, especially for businesses that are new to EDI. They're overwhelmed by the choices.
Right.
But the issue is these bundled solutions, they often lack the flexibility and scalability of a dedicated EDI provider.
So it might work for basic needs, but as you grow,
Right.
as things get more complicated.
Exactly. As your business grows and the requirements get more complex, you start to see those limitations.
Okay.
They might find themselves outgrowing the capabilities of that bundled EDI solution, and then they have to switch to a specialized provider anyway.
And that can be a really painful process.
It can be a painful and expensive process.
Yeah, like trying to cram your whole life into a tiny suitcase.
I like that analogy.
Eventually you need a bigger bag.
You need a bigger bag.
Yeah. Okay, so sometimes the best solution is just recognizing that you need the right tool for the job.
Absolutely.
Let the ERP do what it does best. Let the EDI handle the data exchange.
Right. That's how you get that truly optimized system.
That makes sense. All right, but let's be real. Not all partnerships are created equal.
Right.
So what makes for a truly successful partnership between an ERP provider and an EDI provider?
That's a great question. And I think at the heart of any strong partnership is clear roles and expectations.
Okay.
Both parties need to understand who's responsible for what, how they'll work together to support that client. And this goes beyond just the technical aspects.
Okay. Give me an example.
Sure. So let's say there's an issue with an EDI transaction.
Okay.
Maybe an order isn't processing correctly.
Right.
In a solid partnership, both the ERP provider and the EDI provider would be working together to troubleshoot, even if it's not immediately clear whose system is at fault.
Okay. So it's more about solving the problem than pointing fingers.
Absolutely. It's about prioritizing the client's needs, presenting that united front.
Right.
That kind of teamwork, it builds trust between the partners and with the client.
So communication is important.
Yeah.
That commitment to the client's success.
It's crucial.
What else is important?
I think formalizing the partnership with a written agreement is key.
Okay.
This document outlines each party's responsibilities, how they'll handle leads and referrals, any financial arrangements, how they'll communicate with each other and with the client.
So it's like a blueprint.
Yeah, it's a blueprint for successful collaboration.
For the whole thing.
Yeah, and it helps to prevent misunderstandings down the road, ensures everyone's on the same page from the very beginning.
I can see how that would be really important. Now, what about the client's role in all of this?
Yeah.
How can they contribute to making this a successful partnership?
I think transparency is paramount.
Okay.
The client needs to be very open about their needs and their expectations.
Okay.
Outlining their business goals, their EDI requirements, any challenges they've faced in the past.
So communication from day one.
Absolutely. And they should involve both their ERP provider and EDI provider in key decisions related to their technology stack.
Right, because those decisions can affect both systems.
Yeah, because those decisions can have a ripple effect on both systems.
Right.
And that's where a strong partnership between the ERP and EDI provider can really shine.
Okay.
They can work together to offer expert guidance, help the client make informed decisions that will benefit their business in the long run.
Okay, so we talked about why these partnerships are important.
Right.
How they can work. But what about the bottom line?
Yeah.
What are the benefits for the client?
Yeah. Why should they care about all this? It all boils down to efficiency cost savings and ultimately a stronger competitive edge for the business.
Okay, break that down for me. How does that actually look in real life?
Sure. So when your ERP and EDI systems are properly integrated and supported by those strong partners, you're going to see several benefits. So first, faster implementation.
Okay.
You're not spending months trying to make those systems talk to each other.
Right.
The partners have already done that heavy lifting, so you can go live more quickly and start seeing those benefits of automation sooner.
So saving time, saving money.
Exactly. Saving money right from the get-go.
Right.
Second, fewer integration headaches.
Right.
You're not constantly dealing with data errors or system crashes or those endless support calls.
Right.
The systems work in harmony so your team can focus on more strategic tasks.
Instead of putting out fires all day.
Exactly. And then third, a more seamless overall experience.
Okay.
So your data is flowing smoothly between those internal and external systems, giving you real-time visibility into your operations.
And that helps you make better decisions.
Exactly. So you can optimize your inventory levels, improve your order fulfillment process, respond more rapidly to shifts in customer demand.
So that all affects your bottom line.
All of that contributes to a stronger competitive edge in today's, really dynamic business world.
Yeah, it sounds like these partnerships can have a huge impact.
They can. They absolutely can. And we'll delve deeper into those specific benefits and how to choose the right partner for your business in the next segment.
Okay, sounds good. We'll be right back.
Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Welcome back to EDI on the Street.
Glad to be back.
Yeah.
We're diving deeper into the world of ERP and EDI partnerships today.
We are indeed. And in that last segment, we talked about why these partnerships are so crucial for businesses, the ones that really rely on that seamless data exchange.
Right.
We also touched on some of the potential pitfalls, what can happen when you try to go it alone, and how choosing the wrong EDI partner can really throw a wrench in the works.
Yeah, it can definitely disrupt operations.
Absolutely.
But let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
And talk about the positive side of things. What are the benefits that businesses can see when they have a strong ERP and EDI partnership?
Right. Let's dive into some real-world examples of how these partnerships can actually save businesses time, money, and, just a lot of headaches.
I like saving time and money.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. So give me some concrete examples of how these partnerships translate into real benefits.
Sure. One area where we see a really immediate impact is in order processing. So imagine a company that's still manually entering data to get orders from their customers into their ERP system.
Okay.
So someone has to physically key in all the order details,
Yes.
Product codes, quantities, shipping information.
Wow, that sounds really time-consuming.
It's incredibly tedious and time-consuming. And, anytime you have human hands involved, there's always that room for error.
Yeah, oh yeah.
A typo here, a misplaced digit there, and suddenly you've got the wrong order being shipped, or your inventory levels are all messed up.
Right, so delays, frustrated customers.
Exactly.
Lost revenue.
Lost revenue, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, not good.
Not good at all. Now let's picture that same company, but this time they've implemented an integrated EDI solution.
Okay.
Orders are coming in electronically directly from their customers right into their ERP system.
So no more manual data entry.
No more manual data entry, no more transcription errors.
So it's faster, more accurate.
Much faster, much more accurate. And that speed translates into faster fulfillment, times happier customers, and even a potential competitive edge.
Because everybody wants their stuff right away.
Absolutely. Especially these days, customers click buy and they expect it on their doorstep like the next day.
Yeah.
If you can't meet those expectations, they're going to find someone who can.
Should go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, EDI is not a nice to have.
It's table stakes.
It's a necessity.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so what about cost savings?
Oh, yeah. Let's not forget the cost savings.
Because we like those.
Everybody likes those. So automating your order processing not only saves time, but it also reduces your labor costs. You don't need as many people, dedicated to that manual data entry,
Right.
which frees them up to focus on more strategic tasks.
So more value-added activities.
Exactly. Things like building customer relationships, developing new products, exploring ways to expand the business.
Right, so it's really a win-win.
Win-win. You're improving efficiency, you're reducing errors, and you're empowering your team to, really focus on those activities that are going to move the needle.
So order processing, Huge benefit.
Huge benefit.
Where else can we see a big difference?
Another area where these partnerships can make a big difference is in inventory management.
Okay.
We've talked about how that ERP system is like the brain of your business when it comes to tracking those inventory levels.
Right.
But without EDI, that information is only as good as the last manual update.
Okay, so you might think you have plenty of product.
Right.
And then all of a sudden,
And then boom, a sudden surge in orders and you realize you're actually running low.
you're out.
You're out or you're about to be out, and that leads to stockouts, back orders, and it just creates this whole cascade of problems.
It's like dominoes.
It's like dominoes. But with EDI, your inventory data is constantly being updated, in real time as those orders are placed, as shipments go out.
Yep.
So you have a much clearer and more accurate picture of, what's in stock, what's on order, what needs to be replenished.
So you can order more?
You can order more. You can make sure you have enough to meet that demand.
Right, okay. So better insight into what's going on.
Real-time insight, which allows you to optimize your inventory levels, minimize waste, and avoid those expensive stockouts.
Right.
And ultimately, that has a huge impact on your bottom line.
Yeah, because that affects your profitability.
Big time. We've seen companies significantly reduce their inventory carrying costs, just by implementing that integrated EDI solution.
Okay.
So that frees up capital that they can then reinvest back into the business.
Which everybody wants to do.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got fast order processing.
Right.
We've got better inventory management.
Yep.
What else is there?
Well, another big win is in invoice processing.
Okay.
So anyone who's ever dealt with, that mountain of paper invoices knows how time-consuming and error-prone that process can be.
Yeah.
You've got to match those invoices to purchase orders, manually enter data into the accounting system.
I don't want to do that.
It's a recipe for headaches.
Lots of headaches.
But with EDI, invoices are transmitted electronically directly into your ERP system. No more manual data entry, no more chasing down those missing invoices. The system automatically matches them to the corresponding purchase orders.
So it's all automated.
It's all automated, ensuring both accuracy and efficiency.
So faster payments.
Faster payments, which keeps everybody happy, your suppliers, your finance team.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins. And it also reduces the risk of, late payment penalties or disputes.
Right. So again, saving time, reducing errors.
Yeah.
Smoother operations.
Exactly. It all comes back to that.
Yeah. So these are all great examples of how these partnerships really affect the bottom line.
They do. They can really directly affect a company's profitability.
Now, what about those more intangible benefits like customer satisfaction, supplier relationships?
Oh, those are huge because when your systems are working seamlessly, everybody in the chain benefits.
Right. Everybody's happy.
Your customers get their orders faster, with fewer errors. Your suppliers are paid on time with less hassle, and your internal team has more bandwidth to focus on those strategic initiatives.
So it's really about creating this more efficient and collaborative ecosystem throughout the supply chain.
That's a great way to put it. It's about cultivating this network of, trusted partners who are all working together to help you achieve your business objectives.
So we've made a pretty good case, I think, for these partnerships.
I think so.
Maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. It's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Welcome back. This time we're going to dive into like a real-life success story about a partnership between an EDI provider and an ERP company.
Yeah, cool.
Get ready for some kind of like behind-the-scenes insights. How this dynamic duo teamed up to help food companies streamline their operations.
It's a really fascinating case study.
Yeah.
Really is
Absolutely.
how the right partnership can be like a total game changer in a fast-paced industry.
Totally.
Like food production and distribution.
Absolutely. So let's talk about Aspen Systems.
Okay.
They developed Canopy, a really impressive ERP system specifically for the food industry.
Yeah.
We're talking everyone from small local distributors to massive global food producers, all using Canopy. But what exactly is an ERP system?
Well, ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning.
Okay.
Think of it as like the central nervous system for a business.
Gotcha.
An ERP system like Canopy helps companies manage everything, from inventory and orders to financials and production planning.
Okay.
All in one place.
So imagine the complexity of the food industry.
Oh, yeah.
Perishability, tight margins, complex supply chains.
Yeah.
And on top of that, these businesses need to be like sending and receiving purchase orders,
Yeah.
invoices,
Yeah.
shipping notices, all that critical information electronically.
Right. That's where EDI or electronic data interchange comes in.
Oh.
Instead of like manually processing paper documents.
Yeah.
EDI lets businesses exchange information electronically.
Makes sense.
Reduces errors, speeds up transactions, and ultimately saves everyone time and money.
Makes sense. Now, as Aspen's client base grew, they realized that providing top-notch EDI services alongside their ERP software was becoming a real challenge.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Trying to handle it all in-house was stretching them pretty thin.
Yeah, definitely. And that's where this partnership gets really interesting. Instead of trying to be a jack of all trades, Aspen decided to partner with a company that really lived and breathed EDI.
Okay.
Graceblood.
I love that. Focus on your strengths. Yeah. And it sounds like this wasn't some random partnership.
It wasn't.
Aspen already had a strong relationship with Graceblood.
Exactly. Both companies were part of the OpenText reseller community.
Oh.
OpenText develops software solutions for managing information, and both Aspen and we were authorized resellers and implementers of their products.
Okay.
So there was already a foundation of trust and understanding between us.
That makes a ton of sense. So Aspen handed over the reins of EDI to Graceblood.
Right.
How did that go over with their clients?
It was remarkably smooth, Aspen, and we just sent out a joint email announcing the partnership, assuring clients that their EDI needs would be expertly handled.
So instead of Aspen trying to juggle everything, they brought in the EDI specialists, Graceblood, to really focus on that piece of the puzzle. Yeah, exactly.
Smart move.
Definitely. And this allowed Aspen to double down on what they do best, developing and improving Canopy and growing their presence in the food industry.
And what about the benefits for Graceblood?
Oh, yeah.
Besides gaining dozens of new clients, of course.
Well, this partnership gave us the chance to leverage our EDI expertise to help food companies really optimize their operations. We could help them streamline their supply chains, reduce errors, improve inventory management, all of which has like a direct impact on their bottom line.
Now, when we say EDI expertise, what exactly does Graceblood bring to the table?
We handle everything. From setting up and managing EDI connections to troubleshooting issues and ensuring compliance with industry standards. We offer a whole suite of services, including cloud-based solutions, which means clients don't have to worry about managing their own hardware and software.
We even help companies that are still using older EDI systems to make sure they're running smoothly.
It's like having a dedicated EDI department. Without the overhead.
Precisely. And we're constantly innovating and evolving our services to meet the ever-changing needs of the food industry.
It sounds like a true win-win.
It is.
For everyone involved.
Yeah.
Aspen gets to focus on their core strengths. Graceblood gets to do what they do best. And food companies get a streamlined, efficient solution for their EDI needs.
We're really excited about the future of this partnership and how we can continue to help food businesses thrive.
And that wraps up our look at this EDI and ERP success story.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's given you some insight into the power of strategic partnerships.
Absolutely.
Join us next time for EDI on the Street.
Sounds good.
Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity.